Welcome to Homestead Reptown. Today we're going to talk about softs and super softs. Are they recessive? Are they incomplete dominant? Who knows? So, some new information came out not too long ago, about 5 days ago, since recording this, that this person believes that soft scales are actually recessive. So, I really encourage you to actually read the information yourself. I'm going to link it at the bottom, and I'm also going to link the two other um, articles and research on them being incomplete dominant, and you can decide. So, my fellow soft and super soft enthusiasts, tell me, do you think they're incomplete dominant and recessive? Can you tell the difference between your soft scale and a normal scaled gecko? So, I am not going to give you my opinion. I'm going to show you my geckos, and you can pick out your opinion yourself. And this person who put this information out, they had a couple of contributors, I think about two or three. And I think they said they were going to do a podcast, so I think we'll get a lot more information. It's going to be very interesting. So we learn new things constantly in the crested gecko hobby and in the hobby of genetics when you're working with anything genetically and with animals. So not too long ago, we didn't know phantom, bicolor, and patternless were pretty much all the same thing. So we didn't know about that. And Foundation Genetic put out an article finding the phantom. So this could be something similar to that maybe we were looking at it completely the wrong way. Maybe some of us that think we can see soft scales need to get our eyes checked. Maybe I need to go back into the doctor and get my eyes checked again and get new glasses. I have bad eyes, so it could be that. But like I said, I'm not going to give you my opinion. We're just going to look at some geckos and just think about it. So, what do you think? Do you think it's recessive? Do you think it's incomplete dominant? So, Foundation Genetics says they're incomplete dominant. So they had multiple contributors. It took them a while to put all this information together. And then we have Anthony Caponetto, who was the founder of Soft Scales and Super Softs, and he also says they're incomplete dominant. So if you look at Anthony Caponetto's article on Super Softs and Soft Scales, you'll read that when he first spotted it, it was the individual gecko that just looked a little odd, and it didn't look like a super soft, didn't have that extreme scale spread. It just had a little bit of scale spread. It was just kind of like a gecko oddity, and didn't think much of it. But he was a bit of a gecko geek. Well, he is a gecko geek, and he wanted to play around with it, and it became what it is today. So this is my soft scales on her sides. You can see there's a little bit of a difference. It's a little bit spread, and I'll show you some head photos of this one right here. So you can see that little bit of a scale spread here. And then we have this guy right here who is a normal gecko. And I'll show you a normal gecko head scale spread. So you tell me if you see something. I could totally be wrong. Like I said, and this is my super soft, and I'll show you some scale spread here. I have only been in the gecko hobby for almost 5 years. And I've only been working with soft scales for about a year now, and I've bred my own babies. So it's a newer morph for me, and I absolutely love them. So maybe I am totally wrong, and I'm okay with it if I'm wrong. Everyone is wrong about certain things, or we just lacked information. And then that's just the case. I mean, in science, you're always learning and finding out new things. So you might be wrong about something, you might be right about something, but I'm super, super excited to see this podcast that they're going to put out on the subject. So, like I said, veteran soft keepers, can you tell a difference between your soft-scaled geckos and your super softs and your babies? Can you tell your normal babies from your soft-scale babies? So, again, it was an interesting read. I don't quite know what to think about it. So I'm 50-50 about it. Like I said, I'm not going to quite give you my opinion. I don't know how to feel about it. And I'm going to let people that have more knowledge than I have basically figure it out, because I don't have a large enough collection to really experiment by myself, and nor do I want to. I don't want to have a couple hundred geckos to really figure that out, and that's what you're going to need. So this is my possible super soft guide, and you can see a little bit of the scale spreading. So, like I said, you tell me if you can see a difference between a soft scale and a normal. What do you think is going on? It's been an interesting 2 years with crested geckos. We're finding out a whole bunch of new morphs, a whole bunch of new information, and it's a really exciting time to be here. So, what do you think? Like and subscribe.